Hello, everybody. Happy Near Easter. So, I was thinking we'd kick off this little philosophication, this philosophizing, waxing philosophical off with internet interaction. Now, there's several different philosophies on how to engage with people on the internet. Some don't engage at all, which is by far the safest one. But let's be honest, you want to interact at least somewhat on the internet, right? Most of the friends I made online, they come from World of Warcraft, and I don't even play that game anymore. And yeah, as such, I lost those friends. But anyway, so let's talk specifically YouTube, right? YouTube interaction has always kind of been toxic to some degree. You know what I mean? I don't mean buzzword toxic, it's toxic behavior, but like more. You find a lot. Like, if you find assholes, you find a lot of them on either these two sites. You find them on Reddit, you find them on YouTube, and sometimes you find them more on Reddit. But YouTube is a cesspit. YouTube really is a cesspit. Now, let me tell you, I love this site to death. I really do. This site has made careers. This has created some of the greatest personalities to exist outside of being a celebrity, out of being on TV. It's created the interactive celebrity. You know, somebody you can talk with and engage with on the comments. Do you know how big that is still? This is 2022, and I don't think people have yet fully grasped how massive that is. You know? Like, I was born in 98. I didn't get access to a computer until like about 2009, 2010. But like, that's still huge, you know. You don't have to grow up with a computer to realize how like different that makes the entertainment market. That is insane. And considering that a lot of these these like interactive celebrities do this for free. For free. Like, some of them don't spend any money on it or don't get any money from this, and they still do this. That's pretty massive. Of course, a majority of them do get paid now, but you know what I mean. Monetization and all that. But this isn't about that. What this is about is the community in YouTube and surrounding it. Some of you who may have channels above a certain threshold of subscribers, like, if you have enough subscribers to where you have almost constant interaction with commenters, you'll realize that 90% of it is pretty either blasé or it's like really nice comments. But a lot of it is just, like, some of it's just bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, and there's a few examples of when it can really get bad. If you want some of them, you can look at this YouTube channel named William Osman. He's like some engineer guy or something, and he, in one of his videos, he talks about all of the hate comments that he gets, and that's where I think this is where I'm kind of old school about internet interaction. This is where I think he kind of falters, because you know the rule. One of the oldest rules of the internet is don't feed the troll. You know, that's not just something that just exists because for meme purposes. That's just something that's like been cemented almost in internet culture because of people who have fed the troll and have suffered for it. And yes, I mean actually suffered for it, because some people will go out of their way, and this is so obvious to talk about. They will go out of their way to make your life miserable because their lives are miserable. You know, but one of these things that was kind of like not really eye-opening, but just not really a shocker, but was just kind of like, oh, okay, is that some of the people that do engage in this activity, this trolling activity, are just regular ass dudes, regular ass people that have nothing better to do in their free time but be an absolute a-hole online. You know, and to people who have been on the internet for a while, this is not new. I'm merely trying to like philosophize on this and like how one would properly, I have a lot of props, would properly like engage with the internet. And some of my philosophies just include don't. Because the more you engage with people with toxic behavior, the more you engage with somebody who is doing nothing but really trying to bring you down to give themselves the sick satisfaction of bringing somebody down low, almost to a lower point than they are, maybe. What you do is you give them more power over you. If you don't want anyone to have power over you, you don't give them ammunition. If I have a gun, I'm not going to give you my bullets, for instance. Um, so that's one of the simpler ways that you could do this. You could avoid the troll. You can ignore the troll. The troll is always going to be there, but it's kind of like you don't engage with them. You are in the cave. Now, we're gonna go pseudo cave allegory a little bit, even though the cave allegory is a completely different thing. But you're in the cave, and those are the shadows on the wall illuminated by the fire. Only a madman talks to shadows, so don't talk to shadows. So, that's one way of combating it. I feel like the wrong way to do it, and you'll see this in William Osman video. I'm not saying that he deserves any hate, he doesn't, but you have to have the good sense to not engage, right? Because if you do engage, then you're just, like I said, you're giving them more ammunition, you're giving them more fuel to the fire that is ruining your life. And I do mean it in that way because some people's entire livelihoods are built online, and engaging in trolls just kind of like makes their whole brand suffer, and it's not a good look for anybody. You know, this is not good. I have seen channels come and go from just simple trolling. It's not funny, but it's also just kind of like, wow, that channel was just around for a few years, and after all of this crap, it's just gone. Doesn't exist. So that's just one of the things. Is how do you not engage with the troll? And why you don't do so is because no matter what you do, you're going to be miserable. Now, there's some hate that definitely doesn't always deserve to be ignored, and you should talk about that. Like, if people are attacking members that aren't even a part of your shtick, like maybe your family or something like that, I feel like you would be a fool to not engage that, because these people are attacking people or just like verbally harassing people that have nothing to do with you in this content sphere. If they've got nothing to do with that, then yeah, you just shut them the fuck up. You know, there's trolling, and then there's taking that way too far. You know, YouTube has different tools. Like, you could block channels and all of that, but you know, some people don't. You don't want to be known. Some people just don't want to be known as that guy that blocks channels because they say something that you don't like. You know, it's like, I don't want to be called thin-skinned or a soy boy or anything like that. No, like, it's not any of that. It's just, if you're tired of the bullshit, then do it. Sometimes you have to be that asshole to deal with assholes. You fight fire with fire. You fight some assholes by being an asshole. Sometimes you have to, like, delete their comments. Sometimes you gotta block their shit. Like, it's, you have to be that prick sometimes. But what I find works 99% of the time, like 99%, we're talking hand sanitizer up in this shit. We're talking just have the good sense not to engage. And you might be saying, like, I'm not telling people that they don't have good sense if they do engage. What I'm saying is you do have that good sense, right? You have that common sense that these people are inconsequential to your life. They're non-factors, pretty much. So don't engage with them, and build up that good sense that you already have. You don't need to worry about what they think. All they're there to do is tear you down. Now, I've said this before. I've said this over and over again in this video. I'll say it even more times until it gets hammered down in people's skulls. I am the hammer, your brain is the nail, and I'm going... no, but I'm not. I ain't no teacher, I'm just playing. But yeah, internet interaction. It's a very it's a very complicated thing sometimes, but it is one of the most interesting phenomenon to observe, a social phenomenon to observe, because human beings are now more interconnected than ever before. We're a lot more interconnected than before, and we're able to talk to a wider range of people than we've ever been able to in recorded history. Play like other philosophers, and maybe even like everyone else, the men of science, historians, they wish that back then they had this kind of communication. You know how many like lives that would change? And like why don't we try to act a bit smarter about it too? You know, it's probably too late to say that, but I'll still say it because why not? I feel like it's something that needs to be said. So that was the first episode of Waxing Philosophical with Jay Bongo. If you guys have any concepts you want me to talk about, or want to wait for me to talk about something, that's fine. Just let me know down in the comments. Like, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you all next time. Have a safe Easter, by the way. Peace.